Dave, we see Kiké like on the field and what he can do, but can you put into context what he means in the clubhouse, the dugout, just being that guy?
キケヘルナンデス選手のフィールド上での活躍が見えてますけど、クラブハウスの中での存在感の大きさについて少し教えてください。
Kike's he's a unique, first off, he's a unique person. He's a unique baseball player. And there's just not many people who have the ability to be a jokester, have a lot of fun, but in the biggest of moments, be able to calm himself and perform. And he was a big part of our last 2 world championships.
キケ選手は本当にすごい独特な生活の持ち主で、そのクラブハウスではすごい冗談を交えながらも大きな舞台になるとすごい活躍してくれる選手っていうのはすごいいないので、彼は本当にチームにとって大きな存在です。
Got Jack up front.
To quickly follow up on that, was starting him today just like strictly a matchup thing? Does anything go into like the fact he was with you guys last year, like kind of what went into that decision?
今日キケ選手が先発から先発メンバーに入っているっていうのは、今永投手との対戦をが理由で入っているのか、それとも去年彼チームにいたから入れたのか。
Yeah, I think obviously with Mookie not being available, I felt that plugging him in, having him play, certainly versus Imanaga was a no-brainer. Certainly what he did for us last year in the postseason isn't forgotten. And so just kind of my job is to make sure he, continues to take consistent at-bats. I just don't know what that looks like, though.
特にベッツ選手の欠場によって、今日キケが先発メンバーで出るっていうのは迷いませんでした。彼は本当去年のプレーオフですごい大きな活躍をしてくれましたし、監督としての仕事は彼が常に打席に立てるようにということなので、今日は先発に入れました。
Go to Kirsten, second row on your left, then Bill.
Dave, a two-part question. First, with Jack Dreyer, who has the opportunity to make his major league debut here, just what has impressed you most about him this spring? And then on a second note, with Andy Pages, at what point did you see him just make the most strides as to where he is making the opening day roster, and of course starting in center field tonight?
まず一つ目はジャック・ドライヤー投手が今日メジャーデビューを果たす可能性がありますが、キャンプでの活躍について話してください。2つ目はアンティ・パレス選手も初の開幕スタメンになりますけど、キャンプでの成長について聞かせてください。
Well, with Jack Dreyer, he is what caught our eye was his talent. He's a power left-hander who gets lefties out, righties out. I think we learned a lot that he's very mature as a young player, and has given us confidence for him to start the season with us. As far as Andy, I thought Andy started out really well for us last year, and then sort of faltered towards the end, but came into camp in great shape, prepared to win a job, and he's earned this opportunity.
ドライヤー投手に関しては、まず才能が目立って、特に左ピッチャーでパワーのあるピッチャーで右バッター、左バッター両方打ち取れること、あとは精神的にもベテランみたいな振り回り方をしてくれるっていうのが目立っています。パレス選手に関しては、特にメジャーに最初に上がった時はすごいいい活躍してくれて、それから少し調子を落としましたが、今年のキャンプにはすごいいい状態で入ってきて、スタメンを勝ち取るっていう気持ちで入ってきたので、それも評価しています。
Go to Bill, standing by the center camera.
Yeah, Dave, in Arizona, you talked a little bit about second base and center field being undecided a little bit. How have those questions resolved themselves now going forward?
アリゾナでは、セカンドとセンターのメンバーがちょっと未定だっていうふうに話しましたが、キャンプが終えて、もうちょっと決まり始めましたが。
I think it's just going to remain fluid. I think that's a position where we have different players that can play second base, can play center field. So it's not going to be one certain situation versus left versus right. I think that just kind of rotating Tommy, Kiké, and Miggy Rowe at second base, Tommy center field, Andy in center field. So it's going to kind of remain fluid. I think each of those guys are going to play between 3 and call it 5 days outside of Tommy, who's essentially an everyday guy.
これからも流動的にやっていくつもりです。両ポジションとも守れる選手が多くて、セカンドではエドマン、ローハス、でセンターもエドマンというファイズ選手で守れるので、これは対左右とか特に決めつけずにこれからも流動的にやっていくつもりです。
Bit further back in the doorway, David.
Dave, you said yesterday the team was considering sending Mookie back to LA. Is he here? Did you send him back? And what are the latest on his symptoms?
昨日の日にベッツ選手を帰国させるっていう話をしてましたが、最近の情報を教えてください。
Mookie flew home late, early evening, late afternoon yesterday, arrived safely, and it was just made the most sense for him to get back to a regular routine. So that's kind of where we're at, and we all support it.
ベッツ選手は昨日の昼間夕方にかけて出発して無事にアメリカに到着しました。彼にとって一番いいと思ったのは、いつものルーティンに戻って、回復に向けて、時間を過ごすことだと思います。
Go to the first row on your left with Fabian.
Yeah, Dave, tonight's obviously going to be a spectacle. What's that balance of, like, obviously recognizing that it's a regular season game while also, like, embracing just what sort of led to this moment and what this moment kind of means?
開幕戦に向けて、すごい大きな舞台になりますけど、普通の1試合である、外のいい開幕戦であることについて感じを。
It's a. I mean, I think it really takes a concerted effort on all of our parts to understand that this is a meaningful game now. I think there's been a lot of stuff built up, exhibition games, obviously travel, and so you really got to be intentional about ramping up the focus because today's game does matter. It's different for everyone, but it's still a big event. But we got to try to now focus on, playing 9 innings tonight.
これが本当の試合であることは本当に意図的に集中して、意識してやらないといけないもので、特に移動だったり練習試合の中でいろいろある中で、これが本当の試合であることっていうのは、意識して、各選手、の気持ちの持ち方はそれぞれ違うと思いますけど、これが本番であるっていうことは、みんなに意識してもらいたい。
We'll do 2 more quick ones. Steven and then Jason.
Dave, on your right, Steve Wade with AP. Do you have any experience in Latin American baseball? And if so, could you compare the atmosphere in Japan to baseball in Puerto Rico or Dominican Republic, Venezuela?
ラテンアメリカでの野球の経験はしたことがありますが、日本の野球の環境とラテンアメリカの野球の環境を少し比べて。
I played winter ball in Puerto Rico. Obviously, I played with a lot of players from the Dominican. Played winter ball in Mexico. Experienced baseball here in Tokyo. I would say the kind of the similarities is the passion from the fans. I think in Tokyo it's a little bit more controlled sort of emotion, chaos, where in the Latin American playing winter ball, it's in the best possible way, but it's chaotic and a lot of passion.
冬のリーグでプエルトリコ、あとメキシコでプレーしたことがあります。あと現役時代にもチームでドミニカ出身の選手もたくさんいました。その両方共通してのはやっぱりすごい熱意が、ファンの熱意がすごい感じられまして、日本の方が少し穏やかっていうか、コントロールされた中での熱意があって、ラテン系の試合はすごい素晴らしい意味で、カオスみたいな熱量を感じます。
We'll finish up quickly with Jason near the doorway.
Dave, when you guys got here, you mentioned that this was a special trip for you because you get to kind of represent your mom's side of the family. Even though you're going into a game that counts and everything that goes into that, I wonder, have you been able to take a moment to just sort of reflect on the significance of playing a regular season game here and what it means for you personally?
この日本での開幕戦は、母親側の、日本出身の家族によってすごい大きな意味を持つというふうに、前から言ってますが、本番を迎えて、その自分にとっての意味の大きさを言いたいということはありますか？
I have. I think the best I can. Probably not as much as I could or should, but I know the significance of this moment in time. My mom's very proud. She'll be up in the middle of the night watching back home, which is great. I understand that. I'm just very grateful that we could be a part of this moment in time and making history. As someone said earlier, 2 Japanese-born pitchers starting against each other on opening day, it's something that's never happened, and so just very, very grateful.
これからも、振り返っていきますし、振り返っていくべきだと思いますけど、少しは考える、暇もあって、私にとってすごい大きな意味を持つ、機会です。母親は深夜まで起きて、試合を観戦してくれていると思います。特に、事前にも、あったように、2人の日本人ピッチャーが、投げ合うことはすごい歴史的な機会ですし、本当に素晴らしい機会だと思います。
All right, Dave, Yuki, thank you so much. Enjoy tonight. Good luck.
Good job,